This is Snowmobiles Ski-Doo Expedition Ace 900. Well-known famous brand, but quite expensive. And this is actually the exact copy of this snowmobile. It's called Sharmax Ace 1000 and it costs about 2 times cheaper. I think it's going to be interesting to compare them. Let's go! Hi there, as usually it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and these are 2 different brands, but in fact the same snowmobiles. When they told me the Chinese manufacturer made Ski-Doo copy, I thought it was just a sled that looked like Ski-Doo. As usually, the construction differs greatly in Chinese copies of famous vehicles. But if we look into it, we'll find out that all the components are also copied, not only the exterior. I don't know how it's possible, and if they have some license, but it will be interesting to compare these sleds face to face. Let's do it right now. So now, me and Dmitry, who is helping us with the filming today, are going to look for the differences between these 2 snowmobiles. We want to see if they just look alike, or if the Chinese reverse engineering actually managed to fully replicate this Canadian snowmobile. We have to remember one key detail. The Chinese copy is about half the price of the Canadian original, and in the current reality, that is probably a deciding factor. I don't think I need to explain what Ski-Doo is, but regarding its copy, it's worth noting that this snowmobile was made for the company Sharmax at one of the Chinese factories. Let's start with the exterior design of the 2 sleds. We see the front end, or simply the nose of the Ski-Doo. Notice the shape of the windshield mount, the sleek Predator-like headlights, the shape of the hood with the grille, and the body plastic. It looks impressive. Now let's compare it to the Sharmax. It has an identical windshield with the same mounts, the same shape of the headlights, but with the different lamps. It also has the identical hood with the grille and the same lines of the bodywork. The difference in color is a bit confusing, but from another angle you can see that the front section of the snowmobiles is absolutely the same. Even the shape of the front bumper is identical. As we noted, the shape of the headlights is the same, but the lamps are different. The Ski-Doo gives us old-type halogen lighting, although it's worth mentioning that the lights is powerful despite being halogen. The Sharmax, however, has full LED headlights, daytime running lights and powerful low and high beams. Moving to the rear, the shape of the marker lights and brake lights is also identical, though the light units are slightly different. The snow deflectors are completely the same, except the Ski-Doo has a branded inscription, while on the Sharmax we don't see any markings at all. We can't find any differences in the seat either. What's more, both have removable passenger seats that looks exactly the same, but let's try swapping them. Well, as you can see, the seat shape and mounting system are identical. The seats are interchangeable. Under the seat there is a storage box, and again, everything is the same. Although we did notice one thing, on the Ski-Doo, the box has title Link written on it, while the Sharmax has no markings. And surprise surprise, everything is also the same under the driver's seat. The only difference is a sticker with Chinese text on the Sharmax, while the Ski-Doo has marking that says Made in the USA. Speaking of handguards, the ones on the Ski-Doo seem a bit flimsy, while the ones on the Sharmax actually appear more robust. Now let's take a closer look at the handlebars and control modules. In the center there is a mounting strap. It was Ski-Doo. Now we can see that everything here has been copied down to the last detail, including the strap and even the control buttons and modules. Impressive. On this particular Ski-Doo model, there is simple screen with orange backlights. It looks a bit outdated, to be honest. Sharmax decided not to copy this and instead installed a bright TFT color screen with nice graphics. Above the screen, both machines have identical glow compartments. Under the handlebars, there is a mode switch for the engine, exactly the same configuration on both snowmobiles. But we found another difference. The Ski-Doo features multi-level heating for the hand grips and throttle. On the Shermax, the heating only works in 3 modes. So as we can see, the precision of the copy is impressive. If we compare the specs, they also match almost 1-to-1. Ski-Doo is 32-60mm length, Shermax the same. The track width on both is 500mm, the track length around 3900mm, with lug height of 38mm. The weight data for Ski-Doo varies depending on the source, so it's unclear, while Shermax claims a dry weight of 296 kilos. Well then, now it's time to fire up these snowmobiles. The idle engine sound of Ski-Doo is quieter, but when you hit the throttle is roughly the same volume on both. The character of the sound is different, though the Shermax sounds angrier, almost like a sporty bike. The air intake vents for the engine and CVT are again identical, no differences there. The transmission modes are the same on both. They both have a low gear, and the reverse engagement is the same. Put the gearbox in neutral, press the engine start button, and that engages reverse. Quick test. Standing start in standard mode. Try and Ski-Doo the first. And now the Shermax. From a rough estimate, the acceleration feels about the same. That's not the biggest surprise though, since the engines are neatly identical in specs. Let's remove the bodywork and take a look inside. The Ski-Doo is equipped with a Rotax engine, 900cc, 95 horsepower, 3-cylinder unit. Taking a close look under the hood, we notice a few stickers. For example, on this reverse servo, there is a BRP sticker that says Made in China. That's not surprising though, since this brand now has production facilities in various countries. Now let's open up the Shermax. The color of the components is different, but don't let that confuse you. Every single element is identical. It's also 900cc, 96 horsepower, 3-cylinder engine, just without the brand stickers. Are they actually made at the same factory? Can it be real? The copying is just too precise. But that's just speculation. When we remove the bodywork on the CVT side on both machines, we see the same picture, identical layout, identical components. The only difference is the branding. For example, the brakes on the Ski-Doo are Brembo, while the Shermax has no branding, although visually everything looks the same. We are seeing the same situation with the suspension. Up front, both machines feature a multi-link suspension with adjustable shocks. As you can see, the design is identical, only the Ski-Doo comes with branded KYB shocks. And it comes as no surprise when the rear suspension design is also the same. Both feature an identical layout, judging by the look. It's hard to spot any difference, so let's take them for a ride. After riding both snowmobiles for a bit, here are my observations. When it comes to suspension performance, I can't really feel a difference, but snowmobiles aren't the kind of machines where suspension feel is the most obvious factor. However, the way the engines and transmissions work does feel different. The Ski-Doo feels smoother, the throttle response is more relaxed, and as noted earlier, the engine itself runs quieter. The Sharmax, on the other hand, feels a bit more aggressive right from the start. The throttle response is sharper and the engine is louder. Dmitry is getting the control of the Sharmax to give it a more spirited ride. Unfortunately, there is still not enough snow in the fields to fully unleash the potential of these two powerful snowmobiles. But one thing is already clear, the performance is impressive. Even on this bumpy snow, the Sharmax hits 85 km per hour with ease. And believe me, that's not a top speed. According to the specs, it's rated for 140 km per hour, but that definitely needs to be tested. We filmed this video just a couple of days before the heavy snowfall, so as you can see there is very little snow on the ground right now. Obviously, under these conditions, it's not really possible to properly compare these snowmobiles in action. But if this topic interests you, let us know in the comments, and we'll do our best to shoot a real battle in deep powder for you, so I'm waiting for your feedback. Well, it's really surprising how precisely the Chinese snowmobile has been copied down to the tiniest details. And as a result, the copy of the original snowmobile costs significantly less than the original. How much is a brand new Ski-Doo Ace 900 right now? Probably about 25,000 at our place. Sharmax Ace 1000 costs about $15,000. Well, let's call it a day, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please post your comments what you think about these sleds. Consider watching another our video about similar vehicles. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.